Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of Micadelic. I'm your host, Mike Brancatelli. Thank you for joining me, and thank you to everybody for your kind words, your messages, your support. Really appreciate it. And if you're joining me for the first time, welcome. This is Micadelic. This is a podcast that explores all kinds of big ideas and topics in the world with a psychedelically minded perspective, I guess, open-minded perspective, if you will, and and really a focus on cognitive liberty as well, cognitive freedom, the freedom to control our minds and to really own ourselves and to own our thoughts and to have the freedom of speech and free expression that we all enjoy so much. So thank you and welcome to the show. And I got a great episode for today. Just a wonderful, fantastic conversation with Bart Pronk. Bart Pronk is one of the head guys over at the Wim Hof Method. He is a Wim Hof Method instructor. He is the marketing, e-learning expert over at Wim Hof, and one of the key people in helping design the Wim Hof Method and package it for mass production and for people designing the course. He's one of the guys in the Wim Hof video course. If you sign up for that, you'll see him in there. And just an overall great guy. Really enjoyed the conversation. I hope you guys will too. And so we're going to get into that. But before we do, I just want to say that I have recently decided to go fully independent with my podcast, and what that means is I will no longer be having any kinds of advertisements or sponsors on the show. I'm not a part of any network or anything, so we're going to make this just directly from me to you. And all I ask is that if you enjoy the show, if you like listening to this show, if you get value from it, if you want to support me, please do. It means a lot. Every little bit counts. So anything that you can do, whether it's leave an iTunes rating and review, just pull out your phone, go to iTunes, search for Micadelic, Mikeadelic, and leave a nice little rating and review, 5-star rating and review on iTunes if you can. And also, I launched a Patreon campaign recently, and I got to say, it's been a good success right off the gate. We have a bunch of patrons that contributed and pledged some $5 a month, some $10 a month. But you really don't have to do that much if you can't. Just $1 a month would really be a tremendous help. And this is something that's really important to me because it will help me produce better quality shows, buy more equipment for my shows, and just to get bigger guests and really help the podcast grow. If you enjoy the message that you're hearing on this show, that's the way that we're going to do it. Recently, YouTube has come down on content creators and started restricting some content, mine being one of them, simply just for the content, right? Just because we're talking about psychedelics, we're talking about liberty, individual freedom, and cognitive liberty. For some reason, those topics are flagged, and it's a shame because this is what we need in our world. We need freedom to connect that the internet gives us, and share our thoughts and ideas and collaborate on interesting things to help spread peace and love and happiness to everybody and truth. And so, a couple of sponsors had said that they didn't want to be on the show anymore because of the content of the show. And it's a real shame because what we're doing here on this show is we're trying to inspire people and encourage people to, like you'll hear in this episode, tap into your inner power, unlock your inner power, and share that with the world. Improve yourself, improve your life, and enjoy diving into deep conversations about life-changing and world-changing topics and big ideas. So if you once again, if you enjoy what I'm doing, if you enjoy the show, please just go and support it in any way that you can. Every little bit counts. I have something like 3,000 Facebook followers and Twitter and stuff. If everybody left a iTunes rating and review, that would be tremendous. If everybody gave just $1, a month, that's like 3 cents a day. I mean, that would be just more than enough to keep this show going and to invest more money in buying good equipment and good quality. And so I really I get inspiration out of you guys, the listeners, and the feedback has been tremendous. And we want to keep this going. We want to grow it even bigger and spread this message to a wider audience. So thank you very much. Thank you for all your kind words and your support. Thank you for everything. And check out that Patreon page. It's www.patreon.com/MikeBrank, BRANC, and you'll see I have a little video there and a very detailed explanation of what the show's all about and everything there. And I even put episodes up on there as well. Some of the episodes will go directly up on there, so you'll have the direct audio file on there. There will be no restrictions or anything like that in the way. Well, that's my little 2 cents, and thank you again. And we're gonna get into this episode. I know you're gonna love it. I loved it. I had a great conversation with Bart Pronk. Bart Pronk, the Wim Hof Method instructor, marketing director for Wim Hof Method from Amsterdam, and he joined me for about an hour and a long conversation. And here we go. Enjoy. Thanks. Here with me, Wim Hof instructor, leader of the Inner Fire Circle, the inner circle of the inner fire people is the title that I'm giving you, because you're famous, man. You're in the videos. You're working with Wim. How did all this start for you, Bart? What brought you to do Wim Hof and to explore the Wim Hof method?
Oh yeah, thank you, Mike, for having me here in this podcast. First,
no problem.
How did I met Wim? Yeah, it was in a workshop. A friend of mine organized a workshop in Amsterdam, and back then I knew Wim already from his challenges, his world records, and stuff. I saw him on the Discovery Channel. And actually in Holland, he was already a little bit famous.
Yeah, local celebrity, yeah.
Yeah, because of that, he did some records and things. So I think, that the guy is very inspirational. And back then, I didn't know anything about his method, his breathing exercises, or you can learn the cold exposure. So I just went to this workshop and I thought, okay, I'm always open for inspirational stories and personal development. So that was the reason I wanted to join this workshop. And it was 125 euros, I think, something like that. I thought, well, that's a lot of money, but why not? When I think back, this was the best, my best investment ever.
Right. So, yeah. Wow. I just to jump in real quick, I have to say, for myself, I felt the same exact way, even though I didn't actually meet Wim and stuff. But I saw the course online, and I thought it was, I think it was about $200 or something like that. And I said the same thing that you just said, Bart. I was like, this is an inspiring guy. This seems like something that I should try, because why not, right? Like, I've tried all these other things, so why not give it a shot? And I got to say, it was the best money I've ever spent. Nothing has worked quite like the Wim Hof method. I'm so impressed by it, and it's it's gone way beyond its value to me. I mean, it's unbelievable. So yeah, go ahead. I just wanted to throw that in there and say that I experienced the same thing that you just said. I experienced the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that was the same for me. I've done a lot of things, personal development. Went to Anthony Robbins in London and stuff in 2007, NLP, and but yeah, when I entered this ice bath and I did the breathing exercises, I thought, whoa, this is everything. This is NLP. This is strong. This is power. And from there, I was just blown away about this method, and started practicing. And I must admit that then was just a little bit. The first weeks I did the breathing exercises and the cold shower and stuff, but later it was a little bit like daily life stuff and things. But then in 2012, after 10 years, my relationship, my girlfriend broke up. Really sad. And in the same month, I just, I quitted my job because I wanted to work for my own. So it was, a strange month. No girlfriend, no job.
Right.
So. But back in 2011, I was still having contact with Anam, his son, the manager of the company, and Wim, and some friends of mine. And we had this idea to make it more scalable, to reach more people in the world. And we decided to record an online video course, the 10-week video course you did. And we did this idea. We went to Poland. And in 1 week, we recorded the whole video course. And from there, things were... the first year was very hard for us because we didn't sold any course, It was like 30 people bought it.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Whoa, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and in Holland, the research came out and the Radboud University stuff, but there was not that much attention in the media, but we kept on going.
Yeah.
But at some point, we reached some people doing the online video course, and then it went off. Especially when we did the Joe Rogan show. And the Vice documentary that summer, we reached so many people, and then it went off.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is how I discovered the Wim Hof Method was from the Vice documentary, and I got to say it was amazing. It was really mind blowing. I shared it with as many people as I could. And then I started to look further into it, and that's when I bought the course and I started doing it. And I instantly knew that this was different than anything else that I had ever done, that I've ever tried. It combines, stretches and yoga and meditation and breath work. It combines all those good things into one thing, plus the cold, which is like you said, you're like, this is everything. That was when you get in that cold, you're like, oh, it's on now. Like there's no, it's like a challenge. And yeah, I can relate to what you were saying. I feel like a lot of people, could use this because we all experience points in our lives where something just doesn't go the way that we planned. We're a little bit down. We're a little bit out. Maybe we feel like we're alone. We're sad. And this, this gets you right back into the game. You start doing the breaths. Take a couple minutes out of your day. I do them in the morning. It's like a miracle. It's almost like a miracle to me. That's how I feel. And I was going through a little bit of a tough time, and it really helped me. It really helped me out, get through that tough time. Much like yourself, right?
Yeah, that was exactly what happened when we went to Poland. It was my first experience in a real cold, in the nature, in those
hard nature,
hard nature in the Cascade. You see in the Vice documentary,
right?
It was so cold, And after 1 week, of course, we did the whole 10-week course in 1 week. Can you imagine? So we did the exercises
Wow.
ourselves a few times, of course, a day. So it was just life changing. And for me, it was a big breakthrough as well, because I felt the real inner power, you know. And I had a lot of grief about my breakup and stuff. And then everything went on. It was just like, okay, feeling alive again, and changed totally. Also in my, they say it, in my masculine power.
Yeah, that's interesting because you're so right about that. I feel the same way too. It's like, and Wim, the inner fire is like the perfect phrase to use, because that really is what it, when you're in that cold, something does come over you eventually when you're breathing and you're in the cold, and all of a sudden you become warm. It's like, where did this come from? It's, I guess, your own power, right?
Yeah, and it's also like, when you do something like that in the cold, there is no thinking, you know. You're just right in the moment, and just you and the cold. It's not like, okay, I have to do my dishes tonight, or I have to buy a present for someone, or
Right.
you're like in the moment, in the present. That's so powerful. When you come out, you feel like you challenged something, you did something, and you feel fully alive and energized and stuff.
Yeah. Do you find that most people say the same thing, experience the same thing, tend to have the same kind of positive reaction, like I'm saying, and that you're saying, when you get feedback about your courses and stuff? Do most people say the similar kinds of things that we're saying?
Yes, it's always like that. From the beginning, I was involved with all the travels and the trips we did in Poland and in Spain, and so a lot of people from all over the world. And every time it's the same, you know. It's like they come a little bit like scared, and things are new and crazy, and but after 1 day, actually, when we do breathing exercises together, that's very powerful. And we do these challenges in the water, and we climb a mountain in shorts, Mt Sniezka there. The temperature is -12. But after 1 day, it feels like you're friends already for years. You are brothers. It really connects people as well.
Yeah.
And you see people coming with some problems, physical or mental, but after 1 day they're already blown away about, whoa, I can do this, and whoa, this feels amazing, and hugging and stuff.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like you're going to war together, but a war for peace and calm and power, inner power, It's like like a band of brothers or so, something like that, right?
Yeah, and it's not a hippie stuff, but one second.
Sure.
Coffee machine.
Hey.
It's not hippie stuff, but it's just what I feel, and it's always the same, that people are connected, no matter where you come from. This year we had people from Japan, Indonesia, Greenland, Iceland, everywhere, but it's always the same.
All kinds of different cultures, people
Yeah.
speaking all kinds of different languages, different races, different ethnicities. But when they're sitting together and they're breathing together and they're diving into cold water together and hiking mountains together in their shorts, they're coming together.
Yeah, and it's not only in that week.
Right.
I have WhatsApp groups of 3 years ago, and people still posting everyday stuff, sharing stuff together, and doing breathing and doing ice baths, and visit each other. And it's beautiful.
Yeah, I really enjoy the community that the Wim Hof Method has. I when I joined and then I signed up for the Facebook group, it's great to go in there and to just connect with other people that are doing stuff, and maybe people have different ideas for things about filling a tub up with ice or doing different stuff, and it's really cool to connect with people and just share stories. Someone will post in there like, hey, I did 3 minutes retention for the first time, and you feel proud. You're like, wow, like way to go, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah. Without the competition element, you say 3 minutes, and we see a lot of people doing that, but it's not about that. It's more get this feeling,
Right. That's Wim says that in the video. He says, he says, I just want to feel my depth. I want to feel my power. That's my Wim impression. Come on now, feel it, breathing.
Yeah.
I feel like I know him because of the course. I've been, even when I completed the 10-week course, I still watch the video and all you guys in it, and it's like I kind of feel like I have to say, I really for everyone listening out there, I'm not just saying this because Bart's on the podcast. You guys have heard me say this plenty of times on this show before. I really enjoy the video series of the course because it's different than any other kind of video series. Like, I feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm hanging out with you guys, and I feel like I'm doing the course with you. It's not like some guy screaming at you on your television like, come on now, breathe. It's just like it's inviting, it's calm, it's cool. I just had to throw that in there. I'm a fan of that video.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's what we hear a lot. But just the non-professional normal attitude there. Yeah.
So I started doing this, and then I was telling my friends about it, and some of my friends are they would look at it and they go, what, this guy's crazy. This guy's this guy wears shorts and goes and climbs Mount Everest. This guy, he's submerging himself in this ice cold water. This is, and look at him. He's screaming. He's come on now, breathe in. Come on. He's what is this? Who is this guy? But then when you just say, look, just watch this, just sit down, just try this, then all of a sudden it's like it opens their eyes. They're like, oh wow. It really is this kind of primal thing that really does connect us all, the breathing and the cold exposure that really resonates with people. But did you think that when you first met Wim? Were you thinking that as well? Were you like, who's this guy that lives on the river and dives in the cold? Were you thinking maybe something's a couple screws looser in there?
Yeah, a funny thing was when we went to Poland, and I was driving with Wim in his car, and for me it was a little bit like, okay, I'm getting in this car with the IceMan, and
yeah.
I entered the car, and he was wearing a hat and a big coat, and what's that around your neck?
A scarf.
A scarf.
Yeah.
And the heat was on, it was like I don't know, it was very hot in that car. And after 10 minutes I said, Wim, excuse me, but can you open a window or something? It's bloody hot in this car. He said, oh, don't you like the heat? I do. And big Bob Marley music in the car. I said, what is this? I thought it was the IceMan, but he was just, oh, I like the heat.
Yeah.
And after we did the Mt Sniezka for the first time in the video course, we came back to the sauna, and he said something like, oh, I still feel the fucking cold. I hate it. Something like that. So, what? Yeah, fucking cold. I'm glad we're here in the sauna. And that's, a lot of people think, he's an IceMan, so he only loves ice, and he's living in an igloo or something. But he loves the heat.
Right.
Much more.
He's a normal human being like we all are, right?
And he uses the eyes like we do in the workshops, like a mirror. It's like more. It's a tool. It's not, just sitting in an ice bath the whole day or something. But it's more a tool.
Right. And and the way that I understand that is that we've become so disconnected with nature, with being out in the elements. Nowadays, in our modern world, we're so comfortable. We don't need to expose ourselves to painful or difficult situations. But the problem with that is that we don't access that inner power that he talks about, that you get when you expose yourself to cold, freezing cold, or situations that require you to have your mind over matter, right? Like it requires you, like you said, to be just you in the cold, no time to think, just feeling and just acting on instinct. It's so rare that the average person experiences that in their life, because everything's comfortable nowadays, so we don't need to. But then we're missing out, right? We're missing out on what we have, what that access to power that we have inside of us, right?
And that's exactly what it is, because, and that's how I experienced it as well. You're totally disconnected from nature, and it's not new what Wim's telling, that the breathing is not new, the cold is not new, but we are so conditioned by wearing clothes. When we think, okay, now it's winter time, we grab our coats and put it on, but maybe it's still a nice temperature, but we're so conditioned to do things, so we totally lost connection with nature.
Right.
And I experienced that in Poland for the first time, and when we climbed this mountain, Sniezka, in shorts. And it's amazing how your body adapts to the cold. It's amazing. You're just walking there with shorts, and you see all people are hiking there, totally packed with glasses, goggles, and special snow shoes, and gloves on. It's fully packed, and we're just walking there with 6-7 men, half naked, and climbing this mountain.
Yeah.
And then there was one time when Wim went there. I was not there at that time, but they climbed the mountain with our first instructors. And when they climbed the mountain, there was a Navy team training there.
Oh, like Navy SEALs or something, like military.
Yeah, the Polish version. I don't know.
Okay, right.
But it was the army. It was the army, and they were totally packed with all those professional stuff, the shoes and trousers,
and then they see you guys coming up,
backpacks, and then the guys come up totally naked. Yeah, it was like, we're doing something wrong here. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, but this is something. First of all, that's so cool. I mean, that's awesome, because it's like you're diving into this situation and you're kind of forcing yourself to adapt to it. It's pretty amazing how the human body and the human mind can adapt to situations. So this is another reason why I love the Wim Hof method, is because this is something that really anybody can do. I mean, this is something that anybody can do. And, my show, Mycadelic, I talk a lot about kind of psychedelic experiences and things like that. But this is something that is natural, that's in your own body. You don't need to smoke anything. You don't need to take anything. You don't need to do anything but breathe and go for a walk in the cold in your shorts. And you get to experience this kind of different kind of sensation. Can you describe a little bit more in detail about the kind of sensation that you get from the Wim Hof method? The breathing and being in the cold. What does that feel like? When it comes on, or maybe the first time that you did it or something. What's that experience like for maybe somebody who's listening who's a little skeptical, who hasn't tried it? What can they expect to feel when they do this?
This is a little bit hard to explain. For me, I did done 3 times Mount Kilimanjaro together with Wim. Not to
Wow.
brag about it, but
Well, no,
we
that's
did
good.
it.
No, that's good because I actually, Bart, I was doing a little bit of my homework. I did not know that. So you did three
Yeah,
times with Wim. You climb Mount Kilimanjaro and with Wim with
yeah,
wow,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
serious stuff.
In shorts, and yeah, not all three times, but the first time we went with a group of 26 people, all
Wow.
different ages, people with diseases like arthritis, multiple sclerosis, Crohn disease, cancer, and
Pretty serious ailments. Yeah.
yeah, and a guy of 65 years old, and yeah, we climbed this mountain just in shorts. Normally 5 to 7 days, and we did it in 48 hours, and we reached the top of Uhuru Peak.
Wow.
And it was pretty impressive. Not all went in totally bare naked, but most of them, I think 11 did it fully just in shorts.
Wow.
And that is never shown before. And a lot of people were very skeptical. Experts said, "Oh, you're gonna die, and this is crazy." And because our first aim was to do it in 3 days, and they say, "Yeah, that's not possible, and you're gonna die and stuff." And but we were so prepared mentally and physically, so we did it. Afterwards, we never heard anything from the experts, but. Yeah, but what one I learned there is just that your body and especially your mind is so powerful. And every time when I go into a cold shower now, I think, oh shit, sorry, I have to do this. And I think back in that moment when I'm standing there 4 a.m. in total darkness, -10. My camelback was frozen and stuff, and and you had to walk for another 5, 6, 7 hours, totally dark. You think, okay, I'm gonna die, and we did it. Every time when I take a cold shower, I refer to that moment, and then it's easier.
Wow.
So, but that's a big thing, of course. But in the smaller thing, and when people take an ice bath or do cold showers, they have a little challenge they do, and they can use it as a metaphor in other parts of their lives. When you say you look up to something, a job interview, or no matter what, you've done something, and you have more control about over your mind and over your body. So you can use that for other challenges.
Right. Yes, that is true. That does come in handy, and I like doing that in the morning too because I feel like it sets the day up for success because I already did one of the biggest challenges of the day. 10 minutes in the shower, in the cold shower, freezing cold shower, and then I'm ready to go. And it gives me a feeling of energy. Definitely energy and like you say, like inner power and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty incredible. So these experts, these people, they say you can't do this and you can't do that. And then you got Wim, who's got all these Guinness records. He takes you along for a couple of these journeys. You guys prove them all wrong. What are they proving now? Now that they're studying this more, like what is the science showing that the power of the mind? Like you said, the mind is so powerful. What are the science? What is the current science showing now?
Well, a recent, it's not published yet, but Wim went to Michigan a few months ago, and what they saw was that his temperature of his skin dropped. He was immersed with cold. He was wearing a cold suit with cold water in it.
Mm-hmm.
And they put him in a CT scan and an fMRI scan. So they checked his brain. Yeah. And what they saw was in all measurement things that his skin temperature dropped the first time, just normal, and he came back because the suit warmed up. There was one guy who constantly had to fill up the suit with extra cold water because Wim was heating it up all the time.
Wow.
But the second day, Wim, they told him nothing about this research, yeah. But he was just thinking, oh shit, what can I do to influence this research? And the next day, he was able to keep his skin temperature on one level, so it didn't drop at all. So he only did that with the mind.
Right.
And that's amazing. So they see now a lot of things going on with the brain. What the influence is of the mind. They're always talking about placebo effects and stuff, but now it's getting more. Yeah.
The placebo. That's right. It's you're tapping into that. You know what Wim says is the autonomic nervous system, where it's labeled, autonomic, like it's supposed to just be on this, automatic thing, but all of a sudden now it's like we can make it kind of do almost what we want if we really concentrate and focus. And the breathing, from my understanding of it, the breathing is everything, because that's what calms the mind and focuses the mind. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And when we climbed the Mount Kilimanjaro, but also the smaller mountains we did, every time when you feel okay, you lose your focus dealing with the cold, you always come back to your breathing.
Yeah.
So you breathe more conscious, focus on your aim, and then suddenly it goes. You go.
Right. So the breathing is when you're in these difficult situations like you were in, you have that in your mind. You're saying, okay, I have it's like you have a tool, right? It's like I have this hammer I can use, if I need it, and that hammer is like, the tool is the breathing. It's like I got the breathing, go back to the breathing, go back to that, and that'll center you, that'll set you up.
Yeah. Normally, when you are stressed, so it's a good exercise for the listeners. Just count your breathing for 1 minute. How many times do you breathe? When you're stressed, it's about 16 to 18 breaths. So even when you're just doing this interview, or you're just working up behind your computer, your body thinks you're running a half a marathon because you breathe so much.
Right.
So you can put it back to maybe 8 or 10 breaths a minute, and that's more normal.
That's funny that you're stressed out. Like if you're stressed out, or you're maybe somebody who's listening to this, they're at a job, they're doing something, their boss is yelling at them, they're stressed out, and they're breathing heavy, so their mind thinks that they're in like a dangerous situation, right? Yeah. And they just come back. All you have to do is just kind of 4 minutes to just center yourself back with some breathing, right? That's amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely true. I've definitely experienced that myself. It's very powerful. Cool. So I want to talk a little bit about what you've been doing as far as being an instructor and how that's been going. But before we get into that, is there any other crazy, cool, interesting Wim Hof stories you could share? Spill the secrets. I'm just kidding. No, any funny stories that you have to share about hanging out with Wim, or just being a part of the Wim Hof Method program that came along?
Well, that's a little bit long story, but I can tell the short version.
Okay.
Last year it was 2015 already. We went to LA for the podcast of Joe Rogan.
Right.
And afterwards, we went to Laird Hamilton and to meet him there.
Yeah, Laird Hamilton, the surfer, right?
Yeah, and Brian McKenzie, and we went there. And at a certain moment, we were just working out there, doing some pool training and stuff. And later on, we went to a lunch bar to eat something. And at a certain moment, Wim looks at his left, and there was sitting Orlando Bloom, because he was training with us there.
Ah.
In the he was doing the pool training all morning with all kinds of people. We thought, okay, they are not there, but they were there. And at a certain moment, Wim says, "Hey man, you're the elf of Lord of the Rings." And he was like, "Oh shit, man!" And we laughed out loud, because he said, "Yeah, you were training with him all morning."
Yeah.
And there were some girls behind him laughing, and he thought, "Oh my god, you know."
Yeah. That's great.
There we go again. But Wim was so, he's like a kid at that moment. So
Yeah, I was just about to say, I feel like Wim could get away with almost anything because of his energy, his childlike sense of wonder and curiosity and fun. He must be so fun to be around, that infectious kind of energy. Like you said in the beginning of the show, you saw what he was doing and you were inspired. You know, the guy. I've never met him before, but I feel like I know him just from the videos and the things that I've done. But it really is, that's the difference maker, I would say. You know, in terms of, if we're looking at all kinds of programs that people can sign up for self-help, self-improvement, meditation, breathing, whatever, I recommend Wim Hof, because this is the guy. Like, you want to follow this guy because he's the guy that has the infectious childlike energy and that fun, and that's hilarious. Oh, you're the elf man. Yeah. That's hilarious. But
that's just one of the things. But he doesn't look up to people, but he was just, it's like he is who he is.
Yes.
And
yes.
After all these years, and after I know where he came from, and I just was. I just came in 2011, but Wim was already doing this for 35 years.
Right.
And everyone laughed at him, and all the talk shows were always like very critical, and so you should take a cold shower and then you're happy for the rest of your life and stuff, and a little bit laughing like that. And it took a long time before they took him serious, and now they take him serious, and now everyone comes and everyone wants to be part of this thing. But he's still the same.
Yeah, and you really get a sense of that. Like, it really comes through. For me, I look at you guys and I see this is a genuine bunch of people that are really doing something, for real here. This isn't just some, whatever, some gimmicky thing. This is real, and it comes through. I get that impression, and it's infectious,
Yeah, and that makes it amazing. And what I learned from Wim is that he's every day. How do I say it? He lives his mission. Every day he's full of his mission. I can almost do his podcast, because I heard him so many times telling the same story with the same passion as he did yesterday or maybe this morning. Every day he's passionate about one thing. He wants to help people around the world to get strong, happy, and healthy, and that's his whole thing. So that's why he wants to do more scientific research, just to show, hey man, we are much able to fix things in our lives, and not going to the psychiatrist, but or taking all these drugs and medicines and stuff.
Right.
To heal us.
Yeah. It's amazing, and especially here in the West, in America, that is the mindset. You know, it's if you have a problem, you know, you gotta put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound, as they say. You know, you take a pill, you cover it up, you know, but that never works. We just see more and more problems. And like you said, you know, Wim's just being who he is. He's just doing what he does, and he's communicating his message, and it seems to be spreading around the world and helping people. And you're a part of that. You're a big part of that, Bart. So talk to me about what you're doing. You know, you're this instructor. What's your day-to-day life like, and how are you kind of you know, what's it like when people join your course? And I don't know, just kind of maybe talk to me about what you're doing with being an instructor and working with the Wim Hof Method.
Yeah, I'm most of the time I'm just working in the company, in the Inner Fire company.
Mm-hmm. Inner Fire,
so I work a lot behind my computer. But that's very nice. So I worked on the first video course, 10-week video course, did the marketing from that course. And now we just created a new video course, and we recorded it in December.
Oh, great! Great.
Yeah, well, will be launched soon. So we're trying to keep it at the same kind of atmosphere as the last one.
So will there be new techniques or new practices, new stretches, and new positions and things like that in the courses?
Yeah, it's changed a little bit. So now we have a bigger group of people. Now we have more female persons as well.
Right.
So we're now, so different in different ages.
So okay, great. So maybe this will be a little bit more accessible to some more people. Was that the thinking behind that?
Yeah, we get a lot of feedback of people saying, "Oh, is this something for me? Because I only see these guys, you know." Now, so we have more female,
right?
And we make the exercise also more accessible. So we have different. Now there's a yoga teacher, and she explains all the exercise on different levels. So you can say, okay, when you can do this, maybe you can do that. When you're more experienced, you can do that.
Oh, cool. That sounds really good. When can we expect that to come out? Is that going to be coming out soon?
Yeah, very soon. Very soon.
Awesome.
I don't I cannot say any date, but it will be soon. Well, now we're just doing the last things. Yeah.
Okay, great.
So it's more the same structure like group lessons, but also more one-on-one. So you can you have some audio tracks you can listen with Wim's guiding the breathing exercise with music and stuff.
I was just gonna say, is there gonna be any music? I know you guys jam together.
Yeah.
I saw you guys plucking away at the strings together. Are you guys gonna be doing that on the video, singing a little bit?
Yes, also in the group lessons, we have a lot of fun and making music and So I think it's a big improvement. We're trying to do some new techniques as well. Of course, what we do is breathing and cold exercises, but we have also some homework videos. So Wim does some little exercise you can do at home.
Nice.
And I think I'm very happy with the results. So.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, the first video was fantastic. The first video series, is amazing. I gotta make my way out there. I would love to come out there and do like I know you guys have those retreats. I gotta get myself into a retreat sometime to come out there. Tell me a little bit about that. How often do you hold those retreats and stuff like that?
Yeah, you're more than welcome. Well, we have from a few years ago. We have the summer travel we do. That's in the Pyrenees in Spain.
Okay.
And then we guide people through the canyons, jump off bridges, doing breathing exercise in the morning, do some cold exposure, and it's just holiday. You know, it's like being together, making music, making fun.
Nice.
But it's more about fear, a little bit kind of challenges. We make some hikes there in the mountain. It's beautiful. It's more, being part of nature. But then in the summer with nice weather. And in the winter, we do the Poland the experience, and that's
Hmm.
more focused on the cold and going into the Cascades, doing some cold and hot in the sauna, and hikes just in shorts, and of course doing the Mount Sniezka.
Yeah, that's the big mountain there, Mount Shishka. That's
Yeah.
yeah. No, that sounds amazing. I mean, I would totally recommend for anybody that can do it to go and do that, and I myself definitely would like to, because it really, doing the I live in New York City, like I was telling you, and
Yeah.
it's you know I'm dying for some nature, man. I'm dying to get into some nature. It's crazy, but I try and do it whenever I can. So yeah, I mean, it really does wonders for people just being in nature, being exposed to nature. It's such a simple thing to do, you know?
Yeah, and it's also it's not doing all these crazy things, going to ice cold lakes, or doing hikes and going climbing mountains and stuff. It's also the small things, just be more aware of nature around you. It is
Yeah.
small flower or tree or a bird or the people around you. Say hi or making conversation with people. People when I just came back from holiday. When
Yeah.
you're in an air, when you're in an airplane, people are like zombies. It's like we going to another side, then we get out, and that's it. It's not
Yeah. Yeah.
when you say something to the person besides you. Most of the time, they're like, "Whoa, are you talking to me?"
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that so strange, Bart? It's like, what happened? Like, how did we kind of get into this situation? Everything that you just said, I mean, it sounds so simple. It sounds so obvious, It's like, duh. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
enjoy the people around you. Enjoy the nature, the flowers. Take time to appreciate. If somebody says hi to you, say hi back. Like, what happened?
yeah. And when I say it, I think it's pretty obvious. But yeah, it's not like it is. And especially in the big cities. I live in Amsterdam. It's more open, and I know that's maybe it's more open than New York, for example. But even there, it's like people are really just focus on themselves.
Oh yeah, forget about it. In New York, I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at someone with a friendly gaze, they're like, "What the hell are you looking at?" It's like, "Hey man, I'm just a human
Yeah,
being, man. I don't know. I'm just trying to be a human."
yeah, but be just the example, and then you're already a few steps.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
you know?
you're a few steps there. That's right. Like
Yeah.
I love that quote that says, "Be the change that you want to see in the world." I think that's
Yes.
so powerful, right? It's like you want to see, if you want to live in a better world, if you want things to be nice and happy and peaceful and all that stuff. It starts with you, right? I mean, it starts with you tapping into that inner fire, right, Bart? Is that what,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. When I started this method, I was constantly trying to convince everyone around me. My parents, my family, because I thought, wow, this is it. And but I stopped doing that because people were like, oh, get away with your bullshit. I'm breathing all day long. What are you talking about? I don't need it. I don't need it. I hate the cold, and get away from me. So I stopped doing that. But after I did all these things, the Kilimanjaro was my big breakthrough. And after that, I changed as a person as well, and then people came to me. Then you become a magnet or something. They say, hey, what are you doing? Can I learn this too? Or
Right.
uh,
Yeah. You're
and,
you're
and,
you're
and that's
you're you're leading by example. Yeah.
yeah, and that's the I think that's the thing I want to say to people. Just be yourself. Just be more aware of your environment, your inner power, and then it will come.
Yeah. I think a lot of times maybe people hear inner power or something like that, and they think what is that? Just a bunch of kind of hippy dippy nonsense or something. And it's like,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, I think they're missing the point, right? I mean, we like you were saying before with the walking through the airport and the people with the zombies. It's like we all just fall into this kind of like easy kind of default setting where we're not really using the full power, the full tools or abilities or skills or whatever you want to call it that we have. So I mean, yeah, like you said, you would say that to people, right? Because we can all go further into developing power, right?
Yes, and yeah, don't focus too much on the zombie behavior. Just let it go, and it's not it's not. You don't have to be like that. So, but just yeah, leading by example, and you'll see the people around you will change as well.
That's
And
awesome.
that,
Yeah.
that's the whole method, and it's also a big fun part in it. So it's not that serious, and I love that too. All the
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
I see around me, all the other instructors, we always having fun, laughing, making music, and yeah, really making connection with people. Every time I come back from a retreat or a workshop, I'm always full of uh, gratitude, and all the people what they say, how it changed their lives or how it influenced them, how they had some breakthroughs, emotional breakthroughs, and how it helped them. And now I'm doing this for a few years now, but every time people are so full of it, every time it surprises me a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Still,
Yeah. It's
it still
still.
surprises me because I
Yeah.
think, okay, yeah, we just did breathing exercise, we did some cold exposure, yes, we did, but then people are coming to you and hugging and high five and oh, Bart, this is great and stuff, and it's always like amazed, like what it does to people. How
Yeah.
it,
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I mean, it really, you know, people that are listening to this, they might sound like, oh well, this sounds simple, this sounds easy, and it kind of it kind of is, but it offers you that challenge, and that challenge feels really good. It feels really good to be challenged and to accomplish something that you did yourself, and you're having fun with other people. I mean, so many times we forget about fun. Some of these other courses or these instructors or in other programs that they'll take themselves so seriously, and it's like, oh, we 7 times a day you have to do this, and write it down and blah blah blah. And this is like, hey, come on in, sit down with us, let's do some breathing, let's do some cold exposure, let's have a good time, let's play some music, let's laugh. and
yeah.
and like you said, the people are like amazed, and you're amazed too, because yeah, I mean, here I am now just kind of fanboying out. I that's what I do, Bart. I get excited. I get excited about things that affect me and have a personal influence on my life, and I want to share them with people. I really do, because I feel that it's like a domino effect. Wim inspired you. You're doing this, you're inspiring other people, I'm getting inspired. I hope that I can share this and inspire some people that are listening to this show. And then things, that's how things become better, right? That's how we're a little bit more happier, we have a little bit more fun, and maybe maybe we can make the world a better place. I don't know, is that too much of a stretch?
Yeah, but that's the whole goal, I think. And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, but I think it's there, and then yeah, a lot of people just getting aware when they go a little bit more inside and look what's there and see what's there, and then yeah, there's a lot of beautiful thing inside ourselves, and it's just so close, and but we're always wearing a mask and always living very external. Just getting more inside. That's it.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's you can do that, making more connection with nature, with people. It's there, and it's not only about the method. It's just a tool.
Right.
And it actually it's quite crazy. We say, okay, we do breathing exercises, but you're breathing all day long. We're doing cold exposure. Well, yeah, we're not immersed with cold anymore. We're not immersed with nature anymore because we're always protecting ourselves. And when we go into a warm area, we put on the air conditioning. And we go to a cold area, we put on the heating. When we go outside, we put on some clothes. We're not, and we not have any connection anymore with nature.
Right.
So that's not so strange that sometimes you get a heart attack or other cardiovascular problem.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah. Diseases and
yeah,
and something that I experienced myself and that I think is very prevalent here is depression. Just like people that experiencing depression, and and then the prescription to treat it is pills. And then what are the side
yeah.
effects? The side effects of the pills when you see them on the commercials here in America, because they run those commercials all the time on
Mm-hmm.
television. Are you feeling depressed? Are you feeling sad? Well, take these pills. Side effects may include suicide. It's like, what? Whoa, whoa, what?
Yeah, it flattens out. No emotions anymore.
Right, right. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think that Bart, I think you said something that was just really really powerful. I mean, it just hit me when you said that, and you said just if you just take a look at what's on the inside, you'll find that there's something there. I mean, that's incredible. Can you go into a little bit? I mean, I don't know if you necessarily need to go into more detail about that because I think that says it all. But it's like if there's so often we're wearing. You said like the masks and stuff. We're searching for. If I get if I get this television, I'll be happy. If I get the job, I'll be happy. If I get the girl, I'll be happy. If I'll get if I go out and drink with my friends, I'll forget about my problems. But if we just look inside, there's so much there, right?
Yeah, it is. It is there. Yeah, we're always with the neocortex, our little present, and we can think and make decisions with that. Well, yeah, it overrules our actually our mammalian brain and our reptilian brain. We're just disconnected with that feeling. And when you enter an ice bath, for example, most of the people, no, not most of the people, but a lot of people, just then they feel, all right, man, that is me. And some people have to cry, and they say, oh, I don't know why am I crying, But then the deeper emotional things, the blockages, they all come out.
Yeah.
And then they think, whoa, okay, it was there, it's okay. And then they are able to work on it. And sometimes they don't know because it's somewhere hidden in their bodies, and then it comes out. Same with breathing exercises. A lot of people just are gonna cry, or some people are gonna laugh, but they don't know why. And later on, they discover, okay, and you see them change. You see always we should make pictures before and after because you can see the look in their eyes.
Yeah.
Only directly change. Last winter we had a guy from I don't know where he was from, but it was a real businessman, and his friends give him this present to go on the winter retreat. He didn't know anything about Wim Hof. He came to me. Who is Wim Hof? Who is Wim Hof? Where is he? I want to see him because I don't know why I'm here. It was a little surprise of his friends. And the next morning he went into the ice bath and he was like, whoa, he did the breathing exercise. Whoa, he totally changed. He quit smoking the next day. He didn't smoke anymore. And yeah, he was like, oh, hey, we do another cold exercise, another one. And he was totally changed and smiling. And that was just someone who came in very rigid and he didn't smile. But there's a small example. It's not like, okay, when you do the Wim Hof method, you're going to smile or something. But yeah, it's about the changes, the small changes in how people behave and how they, yeah, getting
No, yeah,
aware,
that's true.
getting
Yeah.
aware of that little voice would always says, okay, don't do this, don't do that.
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean that's definitely true. If I wake up in the morning and I feel like, oh boy, I'm gonna have a stressful day today, or sometimes you just wake up on the wrong side of the bed, whatever,
Yep.
you just have that feeling of just I don't want to do this today, and if you just do it, if you just do the breathing, if you just take somebody gave me really good advice once, and it was just commit and be consistent. And if you do it every day, maybe you won't do it the best you can do every day, but if you just do it every day, maybe some days you'll do it badly. Maybe some days you'll only do one round of breathing, just one round, but at least you're doing it and you're sticking to it and you're being consistent. So that advice really helped me because I said, even on the days where I'm feeling I can't do it and I just feel bad and I feel like the world is falling apart and everything is wrong, and Donald Trump is going to come to my house and murder my family. Well, all the worst possible things. If I just force myself to do the bare minimum, I feel better. I feel better, and then I want to actually do more. But it's like the person said, just do it and do it badly if you have to do it. If you do it badly and you keep doing it and you stay consistent. That is the trick, I think, because I think a lot of times people can fall off sometimes if they have a bad day or something. But as soon as you do that, as soon as you start with your routine, I think you're right back on. And that's really helped me. And I think, by the way, Bart, I think that's a good idea with the before and after pictures. I think that's a fantastic idea. I mean, because you really can tell a lot by a person's eyes. When somebody is radiating with like a positive glow. I mean, I see that with you guys when I'm watching the things that you're doing online and stuff with the video courses and everything. I see that from Wim. I see that from you. So and that's that contagious kind of. I want that. I want that glow in the eyes, that positive feel. Because then you can do great things in your life. You when you get yourself sorted out, it's like everything else seems kind of easy.
Yeah, that's kind of yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
Did I take the words out of your mouth or something?
No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. But
Yeah.
it's like it's like that. And again, this is not especially a cure. This is not
right.
especially you have to do this method.
Sure.
And it's so simple. And like you said, a lot of people think that it's more complicated,
Right.
and they're gonna ask questions. They're gonna ask questions. How many times do I have to do this? And how cold the water needs to be? And of course, they're good questions, but it's not about that. It's also about doing it and being consistent in being more aware of your environment and the people around you.
Yeah, Bart, I think you just nailed it too. Again, right there, where you're talking about in our modern world with all this technology and all this complexity that we have. Everybody thinks that if something's important or something's good, it has to be very complex. We have to have all this,
levels.
Right. But it's simple.
Yeah. And even if you don't do the breathing exercise in the morning, what I recommend, doing it in the morning on an empty stomach, and that you get the best results. Maybe do 2 rounds, maybe 3, you do push-ups in between.
Mm-hmm.
But if you cannot do it, you can also be more aware of the breathing. So when you're a little bit stressed out or when you don't feel good, just take one moment, maybe 5 minutes for yourself, and just breathe more consciously. more focused on the breathing, and then you feel already better.
Yeah, I just took a breath now. I feel way better. Totally. I mean, it really it's so simple. You just
Yeah.
take a breath, take a moment, experience that moment, and take a breath. Yeah, I mean, and so okay, great. I mean, look, this has been a fantastic conversation, Bart. I really appreciate you taking the time to be on the show. I would just say in closing, what would you say to someone who you know wants to maybe try this? You know, maybe they don't know what it's about. You know, they want to come and experience it, or they're maybe feeling a little skeptical. How would you you know, I guess kind of like, I don't know. I'm just thinking about, you know, some of the people that I've told about what I'm doing, and like you were
Hmm.
saying before, like you keep telling them like, oh, this is the best, but but they still seem a little skeptical. So what would you say to those folks that are kind of on the fence, like, oh, I don't know, maybe, or maybe they think they don't know where to go or what to do, or you know, just I
Yeah.
guess lay it out there for them. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We always say feeling is understanding,
Hmm.
and that's what it is. We have a free video course, it's the mini class, like we call it. It's a 3-part video course. We do some breathing exercise, some cold exposure, and something about the mindset. So it's a pretty, yeah, basic explanation of the whole method, but effective. So you can do it for free. Just sign up, leave your email address, and that's it. And then
Sure.
when
Where should people go to sign up for that?
that's on www.wimhofmethod.com,
Okay. Cool.
and they just check the e-learning part. I think, yeah,
Hmm.
they can sign up for the mini class. And that's it. And when you want to do more, we have now more than 100 instructors worldwide. Most of them are in Holland, actually. But
Not 99 of them are in Holland.
no, that's not true. We have an academy in LA and now also in Australia, and the certified instructors, they are now giving workshops. So you can check out the availability on the website, and maybe there's a workshop close to you, and then you can just try it for one day and see what happens. And the other option is just join our community on Facebook, Wim Hof Method group, just to get some yeah, ask some things on other members of the group, and they're very helpful. So
Yeah,
that's all.
it's a good group. I'm in the group, and you guys are very active in that group, and yeah, it's a good community of people there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a great way to experience. And a lot of people, there are also some small groups. They just join on the beach or something, do some breathing exercise together, some cold exposure. So it's very accessible. But when you want to learn it very good, yeah, then go to a professional instructor,
Hmm. Yeah,
or just
that's
the online video course, for example.
yeah, definitely very good. Very good advice. And so Bart, where do you see this thing going in the future? Any plans for the future? Any ideas, or just you know, I guess maybe some share some goals or something. Where is the Wim
Yeah.
Hof method headed, and your involvement with it?
Yeah, where we want to go is to do more scientific research, especially on depression and obesity and stuff, big Western problems.
Yeah.
But it can be everything, Like we want to do more scientific research, just to help people becoming strong, happy, and healthy. And yeah, a big goal is that we have worldwide kind of health centers where people can come, doing some breathing exercises, doing some ice baths. And but I think we're already heading this, because we have instructors worldwide now.
Yeah, I think what we need to do is we need to We need to go into every government office and force everybody to do the Wim Hof method.
Yeah, now, for example, let's start with the children,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
they're learning all kind of stuff at school, but not how to become strong, happy, healthy.
Oh my God, that's such a great suggestion. You're totally right. It's like when we grow up, we learn all these things. We never learn how to control our mind or control our body and tap into our inner power. That's such a great suggestion. We should totally be exploring that option. That would be great. I mean, talk about a good education. I mean, that would imagine having a little recess break and tapping into your inner fire.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
I wish I learned this when I was imagine learning this when you were 10 years old. I mean, forget about it. Your life would be totally changed.
Yeah. I want to make one remark.
Sure.
For the breathing exercise, for people who start doing it, just never go doing the breathing exercise in a driving vehicle, or just doing the breathing exercises and then go underwater, because it's very dangerous.
Right. Yes, I saw that. Actually, some people in the group were talking about something like that. And I think it's very, very important, and I'll add to your disclaimer as well, that you want to be in a comfortable place, a safe a setting in your home or with an instructor or something like that to do these things, because you want to make sure that that you're in a comfortable area, right? And then nothing bad can happen. You're just gonna do your breath, and then you're gonna be okay. You don't want to be driving a car, or you don't want to be operating heavy machinery or anything like that. That's not a place to be doing exercises. Yeah.
You don't do meditation in a driving vehicle as well, I think so.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So, but that's very important that people know that, because whenever it happens, you always can black out or something. That's not the aim, of course, but it can be dangerous.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, if I'm, when I'm doing the breath work, I want to make sure that I'm comfortable, and like Wim says in the videos, no force necessary, just natural, no force. And when you do that, you when you're retenting from your breath, I get a feeling of a good sensation through my body. I feel good. I feel tingly. I feel almost like an altered state of consciousness, but it's natural. So you want to make sure that you're in a good set and a good setting for that to occur, right?
Yeah. I always have people who want to challenge themselves, like, get more out of it, do more push-ups, or do more of this. But it's not like that. It's just conscious breathing, focus, and having control.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry,
you want to
cut you off. Yeah.
No, sorry. Control looks a little bit contradictive, but you also want to release, of course.
Right.
But you need to be aware of what you're doing. That's the whole thing.
Right. Yes, exactly. And to, be fully present. You want to make sure that you're present. And I'll say just to everybody out there as well, and I know you'll agree with me on this, Bart, but everybody's different, right? We all have different makeups, our cells, our DNA. So maybe I can retent without breath for 2 minutes, but maybe you can go longer or maybe shorter. It's not a matter of competition like that. Everybody's biological makeup is different, and right? Isn't that something that Wim talks about?
Absolutely. And some people, they have a kind of a goal. They say, oh, okay, I want to get rid of my stomach pains or stuff. And after 1 week, they email me and they say, Bart, I'm still having stomach problems. I say, yeah, but it's not short-term thinking,
Hey, Bart, what's going on, man? I took one deep breath in and I'm still poor. What's happening?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Right. Yeah, well, that's another good point, and I know we're gonna wrap up soon. I just I want to add,
Yeah.
like, it's not magic. I mean, but it's you have to work on it, like just like anything in life, right? I mean, but we've been so conditioned over here. All of us, fat, lazy, comfortable Americans have been so conditioned over here that we want everything to be easy and cheap, and we want everything to work right away, fast, fast, fast. But it's like, you just have to trust the process. You just have to go with the method, and things will come, right?
Yeah, and even when okay, it doesn't go that quick, but it is already a shortcut because Wim already did this for 35 years to make it this simple.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you were saying before, he was, at first people were laughing at him, thinking he was crazy. Now everybody wants to be him. It's amazing, right? How that happens. It's amazing.
Yeah, when his first research came out in Holland, there was no media attention at all. Just one talk show.
Yeah.
Just talk a little bit like that. But yeah, we were showing that the autonomic nervous system is actually not autonomic at all.
Right.
I think that's a big breakthrough for all kinds of
huge. Yeah, huge breakthrough.
To do more research, but there was no media attention at all. We made in LA. We made one picture with Oprah Winfrey, posted it on Facebook, and everyone was calling us.
Right. Yeah, and it's amazing. You just learn from Wim. You stick with it. You keep going. You do what feels right. You do what feels natural to your own physiology, and that's great. I have nothing less to say really. I think I just had a good session. I think I don't know if I told you before, but before we started, I had a great morning session. Did the breath work, did the push-ups, did the stretches, did the cold exposure. And I'm feeling good for the day. I think this was a really great conversation. And so in closing, just tell people again where they can find you, where can they find your work and the Wim Hof Method, and how can they connect with you and all that kind of stuff. Social media
Yeah, they can find everything on www.wimhofmethod.com. There you can find our workshops, our trips, also the instructors. You can read about all instructors, also about me. We have an Instagram account. It's IceMan Wim Hof, and that's the same for our Facebook. It's IceMan Wim Hof, and we have also a Facebook group. That's the Wim Hof Method group. You can find on our website, you can find the free online video course, ebooks, and you can read about the scientific papers. There's a lot. You can find a lot. Otherwise, Google it, and you will find everything about Wim Hof.
It's all out there. There's no there's no secrets or anything. It's all out there. You got the PDFs with the scientific data and everything. There's even videos online that I've seen of the research, and I think Wim gave a TED talk as well. So there's so much information out there. Just go out and Google it and find it. And I just want to say thanks again, Bart, for being on the show. It was a real pleasure speaking with you, and I hope we can stay in touch, and I hope to come out and for a visit someday.
Oh, you're always welcome. Whenever you come to Amsterdam or stuff, you can sleep at my place, no problem.
All right, yeah.
So,
the benefits of making friends around the world, huh? How about that?
Yeah. That's it.
Excellent.
Okay. Thank you for this conversation. I enjoyed it very much.
Oh, thank you, Bart. Yeah, thank you so much. All right. Well, we're going to wrap there. Thank you, everybody, for listening. That was Bart Pronk of the Wim Hof Method. Go and check out what he's doing. Really excellent stuff. And thank you guys once again for listening to the episode. Take care.